One of the pieces of advice I'd say in going into a school is not to think that any information is too simple or too well known. I think when you're talking to students, it's important to understand that things that we may take for granted as HR professionals might not generally be common knowledge. And so practical advice about how to pull a CV together, how to structure it, what font to use, what comes first, how to write an application letter, whether you should send it to a named person or whether you should send it to, to whom it may concern, how you use job sites to find various jobs or to use search, or even the importance of social media in looking for jobs. I think all of these things can be really practical skills and tips that you can give to students that we may take as second nature, but actually when you're starting out, you can't be expected to know. I think one of the things about going and talking to young people about these things is not to try and patronise them, or to try not to patronise them, or treat them as if they don't have any knowledge or any skills, but to understand that you can contribute and help. And understanding that different generations have different uses of technology, different ways of seeing things, and helping to bridge that gap rather than to be in preaching mode and trying to instruct people on how to do things. So what I'd say to anyone going into a school would be going with a kind of sense of humility, but also a sense of what you can communicate and convey to the young people there and how you might be able to help them, but also learn from them of their challenges in terms of applying for jobs. So I think you hear a lot from employers about the gap between their requirements and the skills that they get from young people applying for jobs. But whilst we can complain, there's also a way in which we can go and help. And what I would say is, if you feel that you're not getting the applicants that you need, then you should go out there and help them to get that ability, rather than just sit and complain. And I think the reward is there in terms of the immediate feedback you get, but also longer term, hopefully creating a workforce that's fit for the future. One of the values I think an employer can add as well by going into a school is really opening students' eyes to the range of careers that exist within a company or within an industry. So people will have perceptions that in publishing it's just editors, but we have marketeers, we have people in publicity, we have IT people. And I think by going in and giving first-hand experience, you can help widen people's perceptions of a company and an industry, and attract people who might not necessarily think of going to that particular industry for a certain type of job.